It's another beautiful Sunday. It's hot as I'm not even gonna tell you how hot it is here in Los Angeles, but let me tell you, I'm burning up at this point. Let me adjust my little mic just for a little minute. It is hot, hot, hot here in Los Angeles on the West Coast. I'm not sure exactly how hot it is on your end, but I'm hoping that you are staying cool. I got my little sweater on because I have to turn up the air here in the studio. But man, when I tell you that if I have to step outside, it's probably going to be an issue. I'm going to be burnt like a crisp. For so those of you guys that are out there on TikTok, thank you so much, of course, for joining me today. Hopefully that I'll be able to hear everybody out there on Facebook as well as YouTube. My beautiful niece, Jadisha, if you can hear me on Facebook, you let me know that you can hear me loud and clear. Send me a message. Send it through YouTube because I don't know what's going on with Facebook. For some strange reason, I can't see my Facebook comments, but I can see my YouTube. I don't know if my partner in crime, Sunshine, is out there, but hopefully she is. So for those of you guys that are out there on TikTok especially, make sure that you guys go ahead and start tapping that screen. We want to go ahead and lift those likes up. Every week we challenge ourselves to try to, surpass the likes that we did the previous week. So I think it was maybe at 5K. We definitely have to go ahead and get this up. So if you're joining now, tell a friend to tell a friend that we are live here, learning the ABCs of a Man podcast. We're getting ready to review chapter 8. Hopefully you guys purchased the book, because at least if you purchased the book, you should know exactly what we're going to talk about. So if you haven't, my book is available right now, if you can see it. My book is available right now on Amazon. It is listed as the hardcover. You can get the soft cover and also the Kindle version. So that is something that's available in two print versions and then one electronic. So again, Learning the ABCs of a Man, Volume 1. It is part of a collective series that I am working on right now. By next year, you should be able to release Volume 2, and Volume 2 is going to be even more hotter, more steamier than Volume 1. So when I'm telling you that you need to go get it, you need to go get it. So yes, I want to welcome all of my supporters here on TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, wherever that you are streaming from and watching me on. I appreciate your support. So as we're going, throughout today, if you guys have not followed me yet, make sure that you like, you follow, you share. I am on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn. Listen, the list goes on and on. Like, follow, and share. Tell a friend to tell a friend that we are here live every Sunday, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time here on the West Coast. Not sure exactly what time it is on your end, but at least on mine, it is 4. Like, follow, share. And if you're looking for my name, it is Alexander _. So 2 underscores Emmanuel. Alexander _. Emmanuel. Like, follow, share this live right now, and tell a friend to tell a friend that we are in a live session. As far as rules for community guidelines, really simple for those of you guys that have already joined us before. You must be 18 years of age and older. We are going to be talking about mature themes and things that relate to adults. So if you're not 18 and up, this is a good time right now to exit this platform and seek one that is appropriate for your age. Always be respectful. We want to make sure that as we are engaging in the conversation, even if you send a message on the chat, that it is always respectful. Keep it positive and always keep it engaging. Remember, different opinions are welcome, but disrespect is something that definitely will not. Now, for those of you guys that are out there, you can always reach me by sending out questions. Any questions relating to the chapters of this amazing book. Spent a whole year writing this book, and it is a treasure. It's my gift to everyone that's supporting here today. But if you do have any questions, I would love to hear from you. You can send me a direct email to info@alexanderemmanuel.com. Again, that's info@alexanderemmanuel.com. Or you can slide into my DMs. Now make sure you're very careful when you slide into my DMs, okay? Only questions you can ask me is relating to the topics at hand. Keep in mind that I am not a doctor. I'm not a certified doctor. I'm not a psychologist, a psychiatrist, a therapist. I can only advise based on my personal experiences, things that I've discussed with friends and family that I have a little bit of insight on. And that's all I can do. I can't give you no more than that. Okay, so again, send me an email out to info@alexanderemmanuel, or you can send me a direct message on any of my social media platforms. Remember, that's Alexander _ Emmanuel. Alexander _ Emmanuel. Reading definitely is in session. This is going to be a hot topic because, of course, this is housewife or the hoe. Which one are you when your husband comes home? Are you the housewife, or do you transform into the person that he is probably not expecting, but he deserves? And this is not every single day, but ever so often, you got to keep it, you got to spice it up. Now, for those of you guys that are out there on TikTok, remember, keep tapping on that screen. One thing that's important, I don't have the integration yet on TikTok, so any videos, anything that I currently right now share on Facebook or YouTube, they'll be the ones to see it, whether it is a image or whether it's a video. So if I stay silent, it is only because I am showing something on Facebook and YouTube. Hopefully one day we'll get fully integrated on TikTok. So chapter H, housewife or the hoe. I've been the housewife or the house husband. And I've also been, I'm just going to leave it right there. Hopefully that you guys are drinking responsibly. I'm not going to tell you exactly what I'm drinking or what's in my cup. It switched from grape juice to apple juice to now it's watermelon juice. I'm going to just leave it as that. Remember that we do have all this amazing merchandise that you see in the background available at www.alexanderemmanuel.com. TikTok, I think my light is a little crooked. That doesn't mean that my picture in the background is crooked. Remember, we shake here in California, okay? So if you ever see me doing this, that's because we probably are going through maybe a minor earthquake. Hopefully nothing ever major. But for those of you guys, again, that are joining us live here on TikTok, welcome in. I appreciate your support. So I'm going to go ahead and dive into the video right now for housewife or the hoe, so we can jump into this chapter.
Warning, you are live with your favorite author, Alexander Emmanuel.
Where the truth has no filter.
So turn the conversation all the way up.
You become his keeper, his planner, his personal porn star and spiritual peace, all wrapped in the silk robe of domestic royalty. You master the art of fucking him in the bed, then feeding him on the kitchen counter. You straddle him mid-oil change in the garage, just because he's been stressed. And you know the smell of grease and gasoline turns him on when it's mixed with your perfume. It's not about submission. It's about domination through desire. But here's the truth nobody wants to say out loud. Being a housewife isn't enough if you're not playing to win.
All right, we're just about getting ready to go ahead and start this chapter. I hope that you got some ice, because it probably may get steamy, and wherever you're at, you may probably need to cool down. Okay, so let me go ahead and switch gears. Let's switch up the atmosphere, the ambiance. Let's get into this chapter. Chapter H, housewife or the hoe. Be the housewife who keeps his world in order and the hoe who takes his soul through every opening of your body that fulfills every filthy fantasy he's too afraid to say out loud. Being the accountant of a man's life isn't just about balancing his checkbook, it's about balancing his soul, his chaos, his cravings, his wild, unspoken needs that bubble just beneath the surface, especially when you love him with a loyalty that runs deep and a lust that runs deeper. It's a full-time commitment. No PTO, no days off, just you showing up with your crown adjusted, your stilettos on, and your instincts sharp enough to cut through the monotony of routine. You become his keeper, his planner, his personal porn star and spiritual peace, all wrapped in the silk robe of domestic royalty. You master the art of fucking him in the bed, then feeding him on the kitchen counter. You straddle him mid-oil change in the garage just because he's been stressed, and you know how the smell of grease and gasoline turns him on when it's mixed with your perfume. It's not about submission. It's about domination through desire. But here's the truth. Nobody wants to say out loud. Being a housewife isn't enough if you're not playing to win. Because there's a difference between keeping a house and keeping a man coming back hungry for only you. So the question becomes, what's your game plan? What secret moves are you holding in your arsenal to make sure he never forgets that you are not just the love of his life, but the fantasy that makes him weak in the knees and hard in his pants? You can't fake this. You can't Pinterest your way to passion. So how much hoe do you have in you, unapologetically? And are you ready to put her on full display with no shame, no guilt, and no bullshit? Because the ones who's keeping their man's tip of their head moist and throbbing for attention are the ones who don't just love them. They haunt their vulnerable minds in the best, wettest, wildest way possible. So here's the scenario that you can play out if you haven't done so already to unlock sweet pussy Pauline anytime he comes around you, thinking he's around the housewife. Little does he know, she spent the entire day carefully choreographing desire, each detailed placed like a kiss on bare skin. Soft jazz melts through the speakers like warm honey wrapping the living room in a velvet sound. Vanilla and sandalwood candles flicker in rhythm with her breath, casting shadows that dance along the walls in anticipation. Dinner simmers on the stove, the air rich with the aroma of roasted garlic and something sweeter, her. On the counter, a salad lies in wait like art. Ripe garden plucked tomatoes split open and blushing, nestled in a bed of hand-torn lettuce from the earth she tends with love. Peppers and radishes sliced with delicate intent, onions glistening and cucumbers firm, untouched, provocatively whole, laid across the greenery like a dare. And her, she's the centerpiece of it all, wearing nothing but a pristine white apron tied at the back in a bow that kisses the dimples above her ass. She glides barefoot across the hardwood floors, hips swaying with a siren's rhythm. Her skin glows in the candlelight, warm and golden, soft as sin, a vision domestic, divine, and dripping with unspoken promises. The oven humps low, almost as if it's holding its breath. The kids were fast asleep. There was no interruption in sight. After she deliberately offered them a safe dose of gummies they thought were candy, it didn't take much for the little critters' brand to whisk them away to a deep sleep from the melatonin. Mom had a mission, and at this point, no one was going to interfere with her plans. Footsteps approaching, and the ring alarm senses motion and alerts. There's someone at your front door. Click. The key slides into the door's lock like foreplay, twisting and releasing the tension in one deliberate turn. The door creaks open. Her heart skips. He steps in, tired, worn, expecting warmth, maybe dinner, probably a movie. He doesn't expect her to be standing there like a dream pulled straight from the edge of sleep. Her makeup is smoky and sultry, lips the color of ripe cherries, eyes dark enough to drown in. She gives him a slow, knowing smile, the kind that undresses his mind before she undresses his body. She doesn't speak. She simply turns deliberately and walks past him with her back bare, the bow swinging between her cheeks like a whisper. He follows, of course he does. Any man would. She leads him to the couch and gestures for him to sit. The scent of old fashioned she's prepared, perfectly chilled, perfectly timed, breezes between them as she places the glass into his hand. He's stunned into silence, eyes on her, trying to make sense of the goodness kneeling before him. And then she kneels, not in submission, but in reverence. She takes his shoe, slowly unties it, her fingers grazing the top of his foot with gentle, sensual reverence. He exhales. He exhales, body slackening. She watches him melt, her lips curling at the corner with wicked satisfaction. Now, tonight isn't about him getting comfortable. It's about him remembering exactly what comfort tastes like when it's laced with desire. His moan, the kind that starts slow in the throat and rises like steam, rumbles through her spine like a live current. She feels it pulse in her fingertips as they dig deeper into the arch of his foot, kneading it with slow, deliberate pressure as if she could draw more than relief from it, as if the tension she releases might spill from somewhere deeper. She watches him, watches the way his head tilts back, his chest rising in surrender, and then there, the rise in his slacks, swelling beneath the fabric, proves that her touch is a trigger, a weapon, a promise. She stops suddenly. The absence of her hand is like sharp ice jarring. She blinks, or he blinks, I should say, disoriented, edged, wanting, exactly where she wants him, leaning forward, her breast pressed against his knees, warm, soft, aching with the need to be touched as she lifts herself to meet his lips. The kiss is slow and thick like honey dripping down warm skin. Her tongue brushes his, tasting the warmth, teasing the desperation, as if it were a delicacy. She pulls back, barely, just enough. Then she turns away. The bow unties, the apron falls, and God, there she is. Nothing but golden skin and curves carved by lust itself, walking away from him as if she hadn't just set his world on fire. He sits frozen, mouth parted, eyes devouring the sway of her ass, the slick confidence in her stride, the audacity of her control. He stumbles to his feet, growling her name like a man on the edge. Baby, come back. What is this you have on? His voice is hoarse. She giggles, a sound like sin dipped in sugar, and heads straight to the kitchen. The scent of roasted garlic and desire collide in the air. She's plating the salad now. Cool greens layered with color, but his eyes are locked on one thing: the untouched cucumber, thick and uncut. He steps behind her, his arousal a hot, hard promise pressing against the curve of her ass. He rolls his hips forward, a slight demand, an offering, a threat. Her breath hitches just once, but she doesn't turn around. Instead, she lifts the cucumber slowly, sensually, dragging it across his lips, then hers, down the slope of her breast, across the curve of her stomach, until it rests just above the place he craves to be more than anywhere else. She locks eyes with him, her voice a whisper and a command all at once. Dinner's not the only thing I've been heating up today. And in that moment, with her standing there like every fantasy he's ever had and never deserved, he knows he's completely hers. And she's only just begun. She took his hand, delicate fingers wrapped with intention, and pressed it into the thick cucumber, guiding, controlling. Her eyes never left his, smoldering with a hunger daring him to follow. Slowly, deliberately, she dragged it down her body, pausing at the apex of her thighs, rubbing it gently over the slick warmth of her pussy. The contact made her hips twitch, breath catching in her throat like a melody of desire begging for release. Then again, she reached for his hand, brought it to her mouth, and let her lips wrap around the tip. A swirl of her tongue, a glistening of spit, a sultry dose of wetness baptized the innocence of the vegetable. And then, without hesitation, she guided his hand back down, urging him to press it into her. A bold gasp escaped her lips as the stiffness entered her body, clenching around it, grinding slowly as he stroked her with the precision of a man possessed. His eyes widened, lips parted in awe, intoxicated by the transformation happening before him. This wasn't the woman who packed lunches and folded socks, who kissed boo-boos and scheduled PTA meetings. No, this was a goddess, unchained, dripping with lust, oozing with a power, a filthy, sensual dream, wearing the body of the woman he vowed his life to. And tonight, that vow tasted like sin. His cock, hard, veiny, angry with need, throbbed so widely it threatened to burst through his slacks. And then, snap, one moment motion, and the cucumber sailed across the counter, landing with a thud as he seized her ass in both hands and lifted her onto the chilled marble. Barefoot, suit still on, kitchen hot with lust. There was no pause, no soft foreplay, no gentle prelude. He unzipped and released a truckload of cock, thick and pulsing, slapping up against the heat of her body. The ache to be inside her was beyond restraint. He pulled her to the edge of the counter, guided the head, and slid in all the way. No warning, no mercy, just raw, breathtaking penetration that melted every inch of resistance. The kitchen echoed with the rhythm of their collision, his balls smacking against the edge with each thrust, her breath hitching, voice breaking into moans that bordered on cries, her nails dug into his back, etching waves of passion across the skin damp with sweat. It wasn't lovemaking, it was devouring. His hips moved like a man searching for salvation inside her walls, deeper, harder, faster, stirring the soul of her orgasm until he hit that sweet, suffocating spot that latched onto him like a vice, refusing to let go. He growled. God damn, he growled, deep and guttural, as her body unleashed a flood, a waterfall of ecstasy so potent it baptized them both in sexual satisfaction. And there, in the middle of their kitchen, surrounded by vanilla candles and fresh salad, they came undone, hungry, reckless, infinite, tired. Deep breath filled the kitchen like steam from a pressure cooker. Their chests heaved and sank, skin glistened with the sheen of lust and aftermath of pleasure that shook them to their core. He was still inside her, drenched in her heat, her essence dripping down his shaft like honey refusing to let go. And yet he wasn't done, not by a long shot. With a low growl from deep within his chest, he pulled out, his cock stiff and glistening, slick from her surrender. He slid the tip against her swollen folds, teasing her lips, pressing it against her sensitive clit with deliberate cruelty. He slapped it against her with a wet smack again and again. Each contact sent tiny electric shocks up her spine. This wasn't just desire, it was possession, a brand. A beast had been awakened, and he was marking her like the untamed animal she summoned out of him. He looked down at her, lips parted, eyes wild, and said nothing. His actions spoke louder than words. The way he towered over her, the way his hands roamed her curves with a greed that felt both new and centuries old. This wasn't just sex. This was reclamation. She felt it too. Her body ached, but her core pulsed with hunger. Her thighs trembled not in weakness, but anticipation. She had lit a fire that had no intention of burning out. He leaned forward, lips grazing her neck, trailing towards her mouth with a heat that was both tender and terrifying in its intensity. "Who are you?" he whispered hoarsely, breath hot against her lip. "Where's my wife?" She slid down the counter, her skin dragging against his slick and warm exposed muscle. Her breast brushed his chest. The delicious friction made him twitch. She looked up at him with a dangerous glint in her eye, her hand wrapping around his hardness like a silk glove. She stroked him slowly, tortuously, her voice a breathy tease. "Do you want me to reintroduce myself?" He pulsed in her palm, his hips instinctively bucking into her hand. She owned him, and he was ready to sign the deed in all his milk and honey because his pureness was temptingly sweet to the taste. But just then, ding, the oven timer cut through the heavy air like an uninvited guest. The scent of rosemary, garlic, and slow roast, a pot roast filled the room, joining the musky scent of sex that clung to the kitchen like a second skin. She smirked. "Dinner is ready." She purred, kissing him on his forehead like a promise. "But we've barely finished the appetizer." He couldn't think. He didn't want food. He wanted her. Again, devoured in every imaginable. But before we could draw the curtains for the top of Act 2, Faith and a 5-year-old walked straight through the door of their unholy sanctuary. A sleepy voice cut through the haze. Mom, I found a cucumber. Both of them froze. Time stopped. The innocent child held up the very vegetable that had been in very unholy places just minutes before. Her eyes went wide. His soul left his body. She gasped, lunged forward like an action hero in a slow motion scene, smacked it out of his tiny hand and gasped, Baby, what are you doing up? It's way past your bedtime. He rubbed his eyes, confused and half asleep. I was thirsty, he muttered. She scooped him up, pressing him against her warm, still naked skin beneath the apron. He cuddled into her instinctively. I'll get you a glass of water and tuck you in. Before disappearing down the hallway, she turned and shot her husband a glance, one that screamed everything words could never express. Her lips curled into a wicked smirk, the kind of smirk that said, I'm not finished with you yet. And in that lingering glance, as she walked her son back to the bed with love and grace, one truth flashed up through their minds. Be the housewife who keeps his word in order, and the hoe who takes his soul through every opening of your body that fulfills every filthy fantasy he's too afraid to say out loud. Now that was chapter H, housewife or the hoe. Which one are you going to be tonight for your husband or your man, your boyfriend, your side piece, whoever that it might be? Sometimes you got to be able to unleash that beast that's within, because I promise you, they will always thank you at the end of the day for not just showing up as, what do you call her? Susie, the homemaker. I mean, that's all I can say that's all I can think of at this point. But yes, show up. Just don't be the housewife. You have to unleash that beast and catch him off guard, whether he's your husband or your boyfriend. Give it to them like they deserve. I promise you, it will spark an excitement that will forever be etched in your memories, in both of your memories. So that was pretty tight and exciting. And just like I've always mentioned, every time that I do create a chapter, I do create merchandise for that specific chapter. It is available on our website at www.alexanderemmanuel.com. You have to be a member, be an exclusive member. It's really simple, really easy to sign up. You can sign up with your Google account. Once you become an account member, you would be able to see all the chapters with all the merchandise that we have created from chapter A all the way to chapter H. And it's exciting. So be able to grab anything that you like, that you can resonate with a chapter of your choice and support, purchase a cup, a travel mug, a t-shirt, whatever that it may be. I definitely do appreciate all of your support. So I am super excited that we've been able to get through this steamy, hot chapter. And, whether you agreed with every single word or you disagreed with every sentence, thank you for always staying in the conversation. Conversations don't change, because everyone agrees. They change because someone was willing to listen. Now, next Sunday, we are going to talk about issues with trust. And if you've ever been in a situation like that, this would be a great opportunity for you to tune in. Again, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on my end. It might be different depending on where you are located in the entire world. Don't forget, of course, that my book is available worldwide in 61 countries and territories, where you guys will be able to go ahead and grab that amazing volume 1 that's now available on Amazon.com. So like always, I love you guys for all the support. TikTok, you guys did it. We busted out that likable likes from last week. We punched through it. I think last week we were close to maybe 6. I'm not sure. We're up to 7.7K. So you can keep continuing, tapping tapping that screen until your fingers drop off. Oh, no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. You can go ahead and tap and just show the love. I, of course, see all of your comments and all of the gifts that you guys have given me when I was reading this chapter. Thank you so much. I do appreciate all of that. And for everyone that's out there in Facebook and also YouTube for showing me all of your love and support. It truly means a lot. I love being able to spend my Sundays, a half an hour to maybe tops 40 minutes just expressing and just exploring the possibilities of conversations that some of us are probably too scared to discuss. But I am here, not just for me, but for you. And you guys definitely do make that happen. So I appreciate you guys always. And I will definitely see you next week.